Now, just to show you I can spice it up too, I went ahead and made something I think you'll like.
Hey everybody, Papa Bear here. It is Friday, June 8th, which means it's time to build something. But first, I've had this desk calendar for almost 6 months now, and I definitely have some tips if you plan on actually building this and using it on your own desk. So let's cover down on a couple of things that I think make a big difference in making sure that it actually works for you better every day. So my first tip is related to the minifigure that comes with it, which would be put something, custom that you like there. So I put my sig fig in, and I've put in this C-3PO. I added a clear block because it's what I had available in the office to lift up the back figure so you can see both of them. The second tip is to make sure that the pieces are slid all the way out to the edge. It adds a lot of stability. And third is to choose whether you want your numbers on the top or on the bottom, because there are a few that actually do not cover the entire face of a side. Although this is kind of a bad example. 8 is the only one that does that here, but I've chosen to put them on the bottom. So as I turn this around here, you can see that the like the 1 and the 2s and this 1 7 here that we're about to change do only sit on one end. And number 4 has to do with placing these little tiles properly, and it's different than the way Lego recommends it in the set. For those numbers that you're having to choose whether you want them on top or on bottom, then you can just use those extra pieces to create a wider base for better contact stability there. And we'll look at this number 7 to show a bad example. So there's just not a lot of contact on this bottom edge because there's only that one tile sticking out to the second level. So we want to move those around like this and actually put them so that they create a wide base for it to sit on and make it actually really stable so it sits on your desk solid. There's something else wrong with this 7, but we'll go over that in a minute. And this 1 obviously needs its tiles put in a better spot too, so we'll move those to a more stable spot. So we see our 2 on this one bottom edge, and what we're going to do is make sure that the opposing face has a long edge on the bottom, and the easiest way to do that is just pop the whole face off and then rotate the whole thing and put it back on, rather than trying to reassemble that 3. Yeah, looks like we need to fix that 4 too. And here I wanted to show how making sure you have that long edge at the same spot keeps it consistently angled across the entire set so that your numbers look really smooth when it's displayed. So that's really some of the basic ideas for the set in general, and I'd like to cover some of the number specifics now. Basically, which numbers are available and some of the changes you may want to make to the numbers compared to how Lego set them up. Every block has a 0, a 1, and a 2, but unlike the 0, the 1 and the 2 are short. That means they're going to sit against just the one edge. And from here forward, we are only going to have 2 of each number, 1 on the green and 1 on the red-orange. And 3, 4, and 5 are also like 1 and 2, where they do not span the entire face. So you want to make sure your opposing numbers are on the same edge. So that is it for these 2 blocks. So let's get these out of the way and pull in the big number blocks. So here we have our 6s, and I have modified these 6s from what was originally given. And these 6s are also our 9s. They did not originally span top to bottom, but I extended that short piece all the way to the end to give them long face, like a long edge on both the top and the bottom. That way the 6 and the 7 sit smoothly with their opposing faces. I'm also realizing I want to go through and make all these numbers face in the same direction. This is frustrating. So these are my modified 7s. We'll go ahead and show you the original 7. See, it's a bit shorter, so I just extended that piece set up so that it makes it cover from top to bottom. Yeah, extending that gives us this long 2-tile piece sticking out, which gives us a lot better stability. Yeah, 8s are one of the ones that really are difficult because they are short. There's not a good way to extend them because it's even numbers, but you just make sure your opposing face has a good solid base on the opposite side and you're good. Okay, that's enough boring tips and tricks about a calendar. We need to move into building something. So I also want to see if I can answer a very important question that I came up with recently regarding Star Wars and the characters in it. Oh, and by the way, I added the Millennium Falcon and Chewbacca set up here. But that question is related to the resistance and their X-wings. Let's build this. Doesn't this figure look a lot like Snap Wexley? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So here is where the mystery question comes in, and it is related to the difference between Poe Dameron's X-Wing and the rest. Why is Poe's orange and black when the rest of the Resistance flies gray or white and blue ones? I haven't been able to find any good information about it. Maybe someone can answer that for me in the comments. And that wraps up our build for the day. So leave a comment about what build you'd like to see us build at the desk next week. I'm pretty sure I know which set Timothy Lai is going to recommend. I'm actually going to go ahead and leave you guys with a little sneak peek into the next video we're going to put out. Just want to make sure y'all got to see that. Go ahead.
Just doing